Hey guys, welcome back to Poker Life India. I decided to do a few hand discussions. This is basically a summary of one tournament where I've picked up 4 or 5 significant hands, and I want to go through. And yeah, let's get down to that. So what we have here in the beginning, fairly beginning of the tournament, as you can see. Yeah, there we go. Uh, I have pocket queens, and I am in a late position. Um, right now the bet's really small, 15, 30, small, big. I just do a minimum raise of 4x, hoping somebody else re-raises, and someone does. Now, here's the thing. I think that this is a lottery because, but you see what happens. Okay, I take this opportunity to re-raise. And then this happens. 960 raised to 1620, and in this case, my head just starts spinning. I'm like, okay, maybe he has like ace king, ace jack, jacks, maybe kings, maybe aces, but I was wondering why he didn't raise heavily earlier. So but still, if he puts in on the kings and maybe spot controlling, game gets pretty intense now. The person re-raises all in 6153. Now I put him on aces or kings or nothing less than that. But usually I would fold here, but I decided to gamble because I didn't know much about the person, and amongst both them I probably put them one on aces, one on kings, one on ace king, or some combination of that sort. And I decided to gamble. Everybody calls in, and boom. So now I know somebody must have hit the ace, and there's not much I can do about it. But then we hit a Q, and there's a good possibility that we could have the nuts, unless someone has a flush, which is not likely. Unless it's like ace king diamonds, but ace is there, king queen no one would call, so I'm pretty confident by now. But here again, even a single diamond would take us out. Fortunately for us, that's what the hand showed. There was an ace that paired, there was one person with the king, so our read wasn't bad, and we got lucky. We got pretty lucky in this one. So yeah, chip lead right from the get-go from here. After that, we maintained quite a comfortable lead, and now this is a really interesting hand I'd like to share because it's very draw heavy and we tend to hit it. I'll show you how it goes. So we have 8-9 suited, standard 2.5 x-rays. We get re-raised to 350, and two people call. I decided to call through because 8-9 does well in a lot of conditions, and I wasn't wrong. Wow, so there you go. It's a very juicy flop for us. We are on a flush draw, we are on a straight draw, and life looks good. Okay, check. I thought I'll see a free card, so I'm in a better position. We get raised to a min raise, I would say, of just 300. We get re-raised. Now this really excites the pot. Now I don't know what to put this person on. Maybe on a flush draw, or something on the light villain too, probably on a flush draw range or a top pair. Then maybe he thinks villain 3 is trying to re-steal, and pot gets heavier. I decided to play. Now in this situation, villain 2 checks again, so he seems to be drawing, right? And we have open-ended straight draw now, 10, 8, 9 jack, and we decide to make it a good bet. So if anyone who's drawing, or these two players, both of them are drawing, we could push them out, and with such a bet that they think we've already made the hand. But the villain 3 shoves, so clearly he has something. Now that is quite a heavy bet, but we are in quite a comfortable position. I'll tell you why. One is because we cover him very comfortably. Our tournament life is still intact, and we are very, very, very draw heavy. 7 could hit, a diamond could hit, and clearly he doesn't want us to see our draw through with the pricing that he's giving us. And But yeah, we are barely behind. Look at the equity, it's 50 to 48. I mean, I would definitely call it. And guess what? We hit the straight on the river, and this is really going to annoy that person because he had a set, and it's really painful when you hit your set and you don't milk it. But yeah, we got, I wouldn't say lucky, but we knew the equity that was coming in, so that's important to know your outs and then take an educated call on that. Okay, end of this hand. Okay, another hand which we did not play quite right, it was gamble again, is we had pocket fours and we raised it to 3x. The idea was to get more fold equity out of people, but clearly with we didn't get that with a small blind coming in. I did make a continuation bet, a normal continuation bet to cover, try and steal the pot in this case, but the opponent check called, and thereafter it went down to check, and then boom, massive heavy bet. I guess maybe even if he had top pair or middle pair, it was good. Everything was good enough to beat me, and yeah, so I folded. Maybe I could have folded earlier. This is a very interesting hand. I'm going to take some time on this because this was at the bubble. 11 people get paid out. I was on the 12th. I was, I think, with the chip stack, I was, I think, fairly around 8 out of 12 or 7 out of 12 by this time. And I generally don't believe in getting sucked in by ace king, especially offsuit. But here's what happened. Standard 2x raise, I get called by two other people. Here we open. So now here we have Jack 10 7 with 2 clubs on the board. I make a standard continuation half pot bet because I think I have 2 overcards and I could probably be better than the other people, or maybe they just have the 10 or just a single pair. Interestingly, I get re-raised by 70 to 200. Generally 80% of the places I would fold because we're on the bubble, we are drawing. I do have a queen gut shot, but still not very strong to call, but I do and this was a mistake. This was a big mistake. I wouldn't have done it otherwise, but when it rains, it pours, and you're going to see why. So here I hit my king. I was floating, hoping that I would hit a higher card, an ace or a king, and take down a pot. And I shove. I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have checked through, and the opponent would have let me live by a smaller bet. I don't know, but I got too sucked in, and his re-raise, I actually put him on a flush draw or a top pair with a top kicker. He called clearly, and I think he would have hit his flush, but he was even better off than that. He had 2 pairs. So I busted on the bubble. It was very reckless play to play against someone who's in position, and I clearly should have let it go, even with top pair. So yeah, guys, that was this was the big 300 afternoon which I played, and this was what all happened. If you have any inputs about how I played or what I could have done better, please feel free to write in, and yeah, do let me know if you have any hands. If you have a live hand, you can record it and send it to me, or if you have an online hand, you could share through the history hand player, and we could talk about it if anything there's interesting. All right, okay, that's this hand discussion for the week. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe. It's right there or here or there or somewhere. I'll put. You guys get the point. Ciao.